To be honest, I think it's really good. Um, I think there's gonna be it's gonna be seen by the entire world. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be accepted more. Not just like, oh, this guy's a break dancer, he's a street dancer. So
No doubt. So, so we talked about it a little bit as far as like, coming from a scene where originality is super important, right?
mhm.
Now, in Toronto, what is considered quote unquote biting, and how flagrant is it if you are accused of doing such?
Who I think that's it. Actually, that's funny because that's been a very touchy, like touchy area for me because I've been called out on that too. And then like, to be honest,
Who they say you were biting?
I th- well, like I've had some personal like issues with like some b-boys in the scene too, but it's really, for me, I just explore. I just try to make as many variations as I can, and and the Toronto scene is like, there's a base foundation, so a lot of it is going to be explored with different b-boys. Like some b-boys are going to explore this type of movement. It's kind of a limit, right? So one guy's going to find this thing the same way another guy's going to do this. But I think for biting, it's really up to the b-boy. If you feel offended, then, and if someone can bite your move, then I feel like, oh, you didn't make it good enough, you didn't make it hard enough,
Wow.
or you didn't, or you just make it better. So I think some people dwell too much on it. um Me
Let me jump.
personally,
Let me jump in
yeah.
real quick because you made a great point. Because you said if you were talking about if your move, basically if your move's biteable, then you need to go work on your move.
Yeah.
Which is funny
Yep.
because we're gonna start working on a mini doc about the abstract movement. Are you familiar with the abstract movement?
What's the
The
abstract move? What do you mean?
like the one it's birthed a lot in like California, but mostly it comes out of Arizona. The time when people were kind of dressing like punk rockers and putting their leg over their head and all that stuff like that. Are you familiar with that
Oh
time
yeah,
frame?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like
that
freak show and stuff like that.
yeah, so that and not no disrespect, I shouldn't have minimized it to putting your leg over your head because it's way harder than that. But we're gonna work on a mini doc because I'm from Arizona, right?
Hmm.
So we're gonna work on a mini doc. The channel is about the history and of the abstract style because I know some of the guys that were there like from day one. And what you said about the biting, I talked to a good friend of mine, and he said that that's what the core of the abstract movement was. It wasn't about dressing a certain way or what have you, what people some people mistook it as. But he said it was about. He said abstract. All that meant was making your move so difficult that nobody could bite it. So if that's putting your
Yeah,
head,
yeah.
if that's putting your foot over your head, well, that's really hard to do. So it's gonna be hard to bite. He said, but if you were doing top rock and it was just crazy top rock that nobody could mimic, then you were abstract. If you had crazy footwork or threads or transitions or whatever, then you were abstract. So you, sir, by his definition, might be an abstract b-boy. I don't know.
So yeah, it's making it difficult, and not even that for like my style. It's like making it super complex that no one can visually catch that and break that down.
Right.
So it's it's kind of hard to bite like a whole style, but there's individual movements that are going to be shared, like the base foundation.
Right, right. Now, I know earlier you talked about Dizzy going to Korea. Is
Mhm.
that how the R16 connection happened with Canada?
Yeah, I think that's when he did his thing
Oh,
uh,
okay.
there during that time. Yeah,
No doubt. Now, who represented Canada in those R16s?
actually, Supernaturalz went before Dizzy started organizing R16. We went
Oh,
we went in, I think, 2000. 2010 or sorry, 2009. In 2007, I believe.
비보의 명예와 정통상을 바탕으로 복잡한 풋워크와 독특한 스타일을 개성해 나가고 있는 크루죠.
예, 또한 개개인 특유의 긍정적인 정신으로 비보이 씬에 크게 공헌을 하고 있습니다.
네, 벌써 얘기가 들어오고 있어요. 제로만 한국말 못 읽는다. 예,
보시죠.
예, Supernaturalz. 자, 벌써 이 생방송으로 지금 시작합니다. Alright, from Canada, Supernatural, check it out, baby.
Craziest experience ever, and I was fortunate to be on that squad. And
On
just
both
to
of
see
those?
how, yeah, for both of those, I was
Wow.
fortunate to, and that was like 4 years in the game for
Wow.
breaking. So I was a total noob. I was like, "What is this? Is crazy that this is world events like this is kind of possible."
Wow.
But
now, I got to say, because whenever you're a top crew, and this is what I've learned just anywhere I've been observing the top crews, there's always hate and there's always like, oh, well, this, that, and the third. So I was telling you off camera about the NBL that I used to do, right? And the NBL was the biggest event in our state. And when you're the biggest anything, event, B-boy, B-girl, so what have you, there's always a level of, I would say, uninformed hate. And with that came the attitude of, oh, Illskillz is just trying to make money off of everybody. He's becoming a millionaire off of the NBL. And I'm just like, dude, at the time I was in college. I'm like, actually, I'm making negative money through student loans. If you really want to know if you really want to know the truth of this, you know what I'm saying? I was like, but people can perceive whatever they want to perceive. So now to your situation, you have R16 and people know that Dizzy is connected with Korea in some way, shape, or form, and you guys win. I'm assuming that this has created, or at the time at least, created backlash. Oh, it's rigged. Was that the response you guys got in Canada?
I think at that time it was too early. Like at that time, Dizzy was not on the organization of R16. We were invited to represent Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't. I don't think there was that question. Because Dizzy was directly invited, and at that time, Supernaturalz was doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't really know. I didn't really hear too much about, why are they going or something like that.
That's good that you guys didn't get that kind of a backlash because it's out there if you want it. You know what I'm saying? So you have, this is my knowledge, right? You have the three main scenes from what I know. I could be wrong. That's why you're on the show to correct me when I go wrong. So you have the West Coast scene out of British Columbia, right?
Oh, here we go. Now or never. Came all the way from Canada. They came all the way from Canada. Let's go.
Which is more around Vancouver. And then you have your scene, the Toronto scene.
Yeah, baby. Here we go. All the way from Canada. Yeah. Ooh. Nice. Nice.
which is east, but not as far east as the Montreal scene. Now, those are the three scenes that I consider to be the heavy hitter scenes in Canada. Am I correct, or am I wrong?
There's actually a mid Canada scene, like in the Calgary area as well.
Okay.
That scene's really dope as well. But
No doubt.
there's man, even for me, I'm pretty sheltered. Like I didn't even, when I was coming up in the scene, I didn't even really know too much about the other scenes in Canada, because I would travel mostly I would travel mostly to the States actually.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
I didn't even really know. Yeah, when I first started traveling, it was all to the States, like U.S. events. So it's really dope to see. There's this Instagram called Bag of Clips,
Okay.
and they actually share so much knowledge of just Canada as a whole. So shout out to Bag of Clips.
Okay. Shout out to them.
If you want to check that out, they kind of highlight from west all the way to east.
Okay.
Super cool.
So, but my question is, which one is the illest?
Which one is the illest? Yo, you know I'm gonna be biased again.
Hey man, Onton is keeping it real, man. He said, "Hey, when I'm biased, I'm gonna let you know."
Phil in Vancouver is gonna hate me, and no, yo, I'm gonna be biased. Yo, Toronto's where it's at, man.
No. Oh man,
no, but respect.
Go ahead.
Everybody has their own. I'm super inspired by the West Coast scene. I'm super inspired by all of the other scenes in Canada.
Because there's a city rivalry between you guys and Montreal, correct? Like not
Yeah,
even in
that's
breaking, just about what's the best city in the country, like for tourism, right? For more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Let us know how we're doing down in the comment section, and to make sure you don't miss anything from the channel, go ahead and smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support so far. Peace. Until the next episode.